A bad run it's been for CNN. Kathy Griffin in the bloody head. Reza Aslan getting fired. Fake stories followed by resignations. And of course, Brian Stelter. That's all. Just Brian Stelter. Whenever I see him, I get hungry for uncooked Pillsbury crescent rolls.
Burn.
And now the secret tapes that proved Donald Trump right. James O'Keefe secretly taped a producer confessing that the Russian story was all baloney. So now there's more proof of fake news than there is of the Russian story. And now after all that crap happened, Sarah Huckabee Sanders criticized the media and got this reaction from a member of the press corps.
I think to ask you questions.
Right.
You're here to provide the answers. And what you just did is inflammatory to people all over the country who look at it and say, see, once again, the president is right and everybody else out here is fake media. And everybody in this room is only trying to do their job.
Nice touch with the chewing gum. Where did they find this guy sleeping in an abandoned rail car? All that's missing are pants made of burlap. Or maybe a barrel and suspenders would be nice. So what is the proper way to handle the White House press corps? We sent Tyrus into the lion's den once again to show us how it's done.
What it is. First question.
A lot of people are still scared of nuclear power because of nuclear waste and nuclear plant safety.
Oh, man, this is getting boring already. Anyone want to talk about the new Game of Thrones?
Are you concerned about the direction they're going?
Yes, thank you, Kevin Cork. I am concerned. They've already veered off from the books way too much. We need George R.R. Martin to finish that next one stat.
Have you had that conversation with him? Do you know if he shares your view?
Yeah, I called his ass, and he told him to get writing, and then he hung up on me. Now I'm thinking I might go to his house, bust down the door, and say, bro, you need to finish those books before HBO F's up your vision.
You're inflaming everybody right here and right now with those words.
Excuse you?
What you just did is inflammatory to people all over the country.
First off, the books are always better. And the only thing inflammatory in this room is your goatee. Damn. Can we get a quick zoom on that guy's goatee? I think we need to form an independent council to determine if your barber performed a hate crime. See, even lady from NBC agrees with me. His goatee is horrendous, isn't it? He get hazed? I thought so. Last question.
Talk to me about and us about your plans. It is basically being wanted by many countries around the world.
Ma'am, I wasn't fishing for compliments, but yes, I'm in demand around the world. But I like my job here, so I ain't leaving. Well, at least not until that guy gets his shave. Hashtag mama, there goes that man. I'm out. I don't believe this. Damn.
Nicely done, Tyrus. Tyrus, how should the media handle Donald Trump?
Just keep doing what they're doing. Here's the thing with going back to the CNN thing. Me personally, I think it's wrong to record anybody without their permission or know what's going on.
The O'Keefe stuff, yeah.
You know, the WikiLeaks stuff, the leaks, all that stuff.
Agree.
I'm dead against it. But then the other side of it is you're saying that stuff, and then when that stuff happens to be truth, it's hard to not look at that and be like, well, damn, CNN, you're clearly pushing your agenda opposed to pushing the news. And CNN's different because they're supposed to be in the middle.
But did we really need an undercover video to prove that? I mean,
The way things are going now, again, I'm against it. Like, from now on, come here for a second. Like, if this guy came up to me and was like, hey, Tyrus, how you doing? I'm not going to bite you. Come here. I'd be like, hey, what's going on? I'd be like, I would literally check him for a while because it's not needed. It's wrong.
Right, I agree with you.
But now Donald Trump has a right to say fake news.
Sure, no, I agree with you, but what I'm saying is, did you really need an undercover video to expose that CNN has a bias? You can see it just on air every day that you turn it on, and there's been polling data about this, that 93% of CNN's coverage of Donald Trump is negative. So that's 9 out of 10 stories that they do on Donald Trump, which they do all day long.
Yeah, and the other one is against Melania Trump. They got all the bases
But
covered.
for Americans that don't pick up their phone to listen to the polls or cash in, a quick video when you're looking at YouTube
It is
or Facebook,
powerful, yeah.
boom, oh, yeah, it was fake news. I mean, they played into his hand.
I agree. I kind of agree, Kat, that the methods bother me, but it's the other side says the left has been doing that for years with 60 Minutes and Consumer Reporting. So now the right is learning from the left, right?
Look, I just always live my life assuming that, someone's been bugged by James O'Keefe and is listening to everything I'm doing. I have said things about Trump that I agree with, I think are positive, things that are negative, but I've never said something knowing in my heart, in my head, that I think it's And if you are in this position and you actually have the honor of being on TV to talk and share your views with people, informed opinions with people, and you use it that way, you're garbage.
Yeah.
That's a disgusting thing to do because it's a very, very, very important thing. And I take it seriously. Sometimes I've changed my mind about things. Sometimes I've looked at things in a different light. But I've never, ever said something saying, well, this isn't true, but I want to use it to try to gain something. It's disgusting.
This is the most important, I think, lesson, Joe, is that the consistency of being like on TV and off TV, it should be exactly the same.
Yeah.
But there are people in the business that don't do that.
Yeah,
right?
well, I mean, what did they say? That the producer even admitted that it's mostly BS. And
Yeah.
what was the reaction? We got to get it to 100%. We got to aim higher, people. Yeah, Kat's right. Journalism is a different profession because you can be a dishonest plumber, but still be pretty good with a wrench.
Yeah.
But you can't be a liar as a journalist because your whole reason for doing that is to find some sort of truth, however you want to present it. So they just don't have that option, and now they're wondering why people don't trust them. It's not because Donald Trump is coming after them. It's because we're seeing, like, hey, you've been lying to us all this time.
Well, I thought it was hilarious. Eric Wemple, he's a Washington Post media critic, and he quoted the CNN congressional correspondent saying, well, now they're really on top of us. We have to get everything right.
I thought that was the goal all along.
And I was like, so that tells me
They're
two
watching,
things.
boys. Throw out those stories. When you got that's truthful.
And so I think that proves two things, that they weren't paying that close attention to the facts, and secondly, that Trump's tactics are working.
Yeah.
He is putting their feet to the fire, so apparently they're going to try to raise their standards.
Yeah, there you go.
right.
That's all they needed. All right, coming up, Trump's border wall takes a big step forward. At least that's what the voices in my head are telling me.